What's the point of doing law? Like, should people still be in the legal profession, or is there something that they can do to make themselves stand out, be better, more, likely to be hired by these things? Or should people just, diversify their thing, because they're not going to be, classical lawyers in that sense?
Oh, absolutely. You see, very interesting question. A couple of things.
Okay.
I'm going to start with, where the future is heading to.
Absolutely.
We're heading to a future. So the founders of Andreessen Horowitz, for example, said this a year ago, that the future belongs to one-person law firms. One-person law firms.
Wow.
You have a senior experienced person, and under him you have a team of AI agents. One does drafting, the other does research, one does quality assurance, one prepares all of your manuals. All you need to do is sort of print and go to court.
Mm-hmm.
And especially all of the contractual work, especially work that in-house counsels do and commercial lawyers do, all of that is 100% doable by just a single plugin called the Claude's legal plugin that they announced a year ago, and the stock market and the legal tech stocks went like skydiving.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, right? So Andreessen Horowitz said this around a year ago. 2 weeks ago, a lawyer called Zack Shapiro posted an article on LinkedIn which had around 7 million views, saying, I run a one-person law firm. And he explained his entire process and his team of AI agents. Now, to answer your question, we are moving towards a direction where a single person, an experienced lawyer, a good law firm partner, if he knows or she knows how to leverage artificial intelligence, will literally be able to create a multi-million-dollar law firm just with 1 or 2 people. That is the reality now. But here's where the profession ought to be heading towards, and here is where lawyers ought to be investing in terms of their skills. Now, what can AI do really well? AI can do anything that is logic-based, anything that is 2 plus 2, anything that requires logical thinking, analytical thinking, AI does extremely well. Now, what happens when you go to court? What happens when you go into litigation? Essentially, the entire decision of a court rests on 4 different factors. It rests on what the law says. It rests on what precedence says. It rests on your arguments, and it rests on your evidence, essentially. If artificial intelligence is infinitely more well-read on law, has read all precedents, has the ability to pattern recognize between your evidence and evidence in similar cases before, and can analyze your arguments against cases that have happened before, the probability of it actually making a better decision without human bias is actually more. So in litigation, you have a greater risk of lawyers losing ground because AI is going to take it over. And I don't just say this, this is not an opinion, this is a fact, because the Abu Dhabi government around a year ago launched the world's first paperless, lawyerless court. Lawyerless court. Wow. Paperless court. So all I need to do is email all of my evidence, email all of my arguments that I could create myself to an email address, or fill in a form on their website, and it'll do exactly that. It'll go back to its knowledge base. It's going to go through all laws in the UAE. It's going to go through all of similar cases and give me a judgment. If I want to appeal it, I go to a human court. This is happening. Now, where can lawyers actually make the most significant difference? You see, in Pakistan and in the majority of global south jurisdictions, we have a tendency to confuse lawyering with litigation. Lawyers are not meant only for litigation. You, as a lawyer, are trained to resolve disputes. Litigation is one of such forums. Here's what AI can't do. AI cannot read the room. If I ask you a question and you react to it, AI will not be able to tell why that has happened. Right? Even if artificial intelligence develops the capacity, computer vision is there, right? It's a technology that's coming up. Let's say there's a screen in the room,
expressions and whatnot.
Will you, as a human being, trust a machine over a human to actually tell it your interests behind the claim? What I'm pointing towards is mediation.
I see.
You see, if you've seen Suits, right? I give this analogy. Settlement lawyers are technically a lot more valuable than trial lawyers. Why? Because if I'm a business or if I'm a particular client and I have to wait 15 years in a court of law, especially in Pakistan, now with mediation laws there, I would actually pay a settlement lawyer or a mediation advocate more to resolve my case.
And get over and done.
And get over it. Even if I have to lose a bit of value, because it's better than losing the value that I would over the course of 15 years. So lawyers need to AI enable themselves and B, seriously consider mediation. It's relatively future proof. I will for decades to come not trust a machine or a screen with the interests behind a complicated dispute. So that's what